There, my gorgeous friends on the internet, and welcome to the second session of building the property listing application. And in this particular video, we're gonna be delving into the coding part. So let me just go ahead and hide this. And then, so last time we had already created our database on Postgres, and we already installed the PostGIS extension that is going to enable us to handle spatial information. So today there's a particular package that I need to first of all install before we start our project, and that is pip.py. It's called Django REST framework underscore JS. So this is okay. Wait a minute. I think I have some here. So it's pip install my pip.py. So there we go. And what we can do now is that we can go ahead and our project. Since we have Django installed, we'll check in Django. Okay, so I think no, Django admin. I think yeah, now I can do Django admin, and we can go ahead and start our project. This I'm gonna call core, and it's going to be in the current directory. So I'm just gonna put a full stop at the end, and then what we can also go ahead and do is now start a new application. So we can do Django admin start app, and I'm gonna call this. So now with that ready, you can just go ahead and open VS Code. But I need to add like a full stop. I'm actually sweating right now, but that's due to you know it's quite it's quite hot right now. I think if you convert that, it will like be around 80 Fahrenheit. So let me just close this. They're from something else trying to come up with, but that's cool, I guess. So what we can go ahead and do, let me just go ahead and close this because I'll be using the terminal from CMD. So let me just go ahead, and now we have this boilerplate. So we have the core, we have our listing app, and of course our virtual environment right there. So um I won't really go into all this into details, but what we have to know, the files that we'll be touching in this tutorial of course are gonna be like the settings.py. This is where we're going to be doing all our configurations. Then we have we might do a bit of things in admin.py and also in the urls.py because that's where we're going to be configuring our endpoints. And then we have the models right here, and this is where we're going to be building our tables and our views of course. So I'm just gonna go ahead and actually like start by tweaking a couple of things in settings. So let me just come here, and I'm gonna have to add a couple of things. So first we have the django.contrib.gis, we need that app, and then we have REST framework, that is of course for building our APIs, parts that helps us with the APIs. Then we have REST framework GIS. Now this is like where this is the bone, or is it the meat? So this is where like this will allow us to serve geojson, and it will add all those spatial elements to our application. So let me just continue with this, and then we're gonna have our listing app, and finally we can add here course. So I think those are the ones that we need. So I think there are 5. I think that's cool. And then down here we're going to add like a middleware to handle our cause middleware. So let me just go into Django cause headers, and I'm gonna click on this first one. And By the way, you can go through this documentation. It has some really good pointers, especially if you want to work with what do they call it? I'll just scroll down and what is it called? So you have the origins right there. Um, if you wanna, yeah, CSRF. You wanna like set CSRF doc configurations. Maybe you're working with authentication, so this is like a good starter, right? So just go ahead and take a look at that. But first, I'm looking for the middleware. So here it is. Just gonna grab this. Actually, let me just like grab the without the double quotation marks because I'm using single quotation marks. So let me just come here and I must do it like so, put a comma like so. Then finally, I'm gonna need so right here. So just gonna grab this and I can just like scroll down to the bottom right here, and then I'm gonna tweak a couple of stuff. So right here I can just like set this to 3000, and then this I can like set it to 500. I might actually like do another video of a front-end video with React and just like showing how we can consume it with React, because I think I can do that. And also I'm gonna do it like with plain HTML and JavaScript, so I think that's cool. Now our cause is set, so we won't have to worry about like sharing data across networks because that like is sort. What else do we need? Yeah, the database. So I don't know where that set is the other time, but let me just go ahead and just like copy something from Notepad, because so you know what, let me just like go ahead and bring up, yeah, let me just copy from Notepad because I think it might take a couple of steps. So I'd already like set some configurations and I don't want to like waste a lot of time dwelling on this. So let me just copy this right here. So the name of our database is listings, and then we have Postgres as the current user. Then we have the password, the host, and the port. So yeah, take note of that. And then um yeah, I think we're cool. Now I guess we can move into the models. And right here, I'm gonna do, we don't need any of this. So I'm gonna get it from Django country.gis.db. Then I'm gonna import so we're not gonna be using the like the the I don't know, native models from Django. So we're gonna be inheriting from this package right here. So I think that's cool. And then I can just go ahead and create a class right here. As I'm gonna call it listing. Then you're gonna inherit from models.model. Right now, what we can do is that we can create a couple of fields. So this is gonna be a char field, so the address, and this is models.job, and this can have a maximum of 100. So I need it to be unique because I think two places cannot have like the same address, or it can, I don't know, and I don't go out much, so I wouldn't know. Anywho, let's continue. We have the address, we have the price. Price, let's set it to like, oh yeah, models dot, and I think that's okay. We can have the date listed. So this is not gonna be changing. So this can be models dot field, and this can have like an auto now set true. So, and then we can have let's put in here like a count, and I like now the location. Let's just call it location. This is going now to inherit from this spatial part, the spatial part of it's gonna be a spatial field. So this is going to be a point field. So what this basically means is that it's gonna is going to be storing geometric data. So we can also specify it takes like this keyword argument SRID, and here we can specify the spatial reference information. So for this, I'm just gonna keep it simple for degree 26, but you can go ahead and check. So this value right here, it represents the EPSG code specified by Open Geospatial Consortium. Um, yeah, but you can definitely, if like let's say you're from not from, okay, let me just use myself as an example. So like Kenya, I can just write Kenya data. Yes, do Kenya data, and let's see what we have. So yeah, mine is up 1960, so it's right here. So that means I think I can use this code, right? So EPSG 6210. I don't know whether there's a, oh crap. Okay, so I think my internet is down, but that's cool. Let's just continue with this. And but yeah, you can definitely go ahead and like Google that stuff. So what we can also do is we can also like specify here county. So lost dot. I think okay. So what? I don't want to make this video very long, but I wanted us like to have a fair grasp of like maybe what geos and GDAL does. But okay, so but that will I think overcomplicate this video, and I want it like to be super simple. So what I can just go ahead and do, just like the county equals to models dot Sheffield, and so we can have max of 100, and what I think that's okay. So let's just go ahead and make some migrations, and what that basically is going to do is that it's going to create for us a migration file. So that's gonna be storing all the information from our database. So let me just go ahead and clear this, and I can do py-py chance, and there we go. So we have create model listing, and then we can make those changes available in the database by running py migrate. So, and we have an error. Why do I have an error? So because I made a mistake with the labeling of my database. So I think this is listing, and here we have it as listings. So I might have to delete that, and then I can save that. When I go back, this out, and let's run that one more time, and there we go. So we have all those uh, um, changes getting registered to our database, and so let's just go ahead and take a look at it. So let's just, I'm gonna open, I think it's in schemas, yeah. And then if I scroll down, I'm gonna find the tables, and so we have the listing right here. And let me just go ahead and open this by saying view all rows. So we don't have any data as of now, but yeah, we should be able like to see the columns that we have added. And once we add like some data, we're gonna like be able like to see the difference. So we already have we can see like this ID field, which was not from, we did not add, but like we can see it's automatically added by Django. So if I go, if I scroll down right here, you can see like that it is getting it's a default auto field. So Django like take care of that automatically. So that's going to act as our primary key. And if you understand primary keys, they are very useful in helping us like extract data, right, from our models. So that is added automatically. So I won't. I think I've explained that a little bit too much. So let's just proceed. Now I'm gonna create a serializer class. Oh my goodness. So this is not listing, but listing. Yeah. So let me just like run another migration real fast. So yes, I can do py migrate. So we have that queue. So yeah, so let's just go ahead and now create a serial. Let's just the py file. Uh-huh. Oh, wait, what? What do you mean? Whatever do you mean? So serializers, py. Yeah, yeah. So from so here we're gonna again we're not gonna be using the normal serializer. We're going to get it from REST framework. So package GIS, and then I can do serializers, and then we can go ahead and import this serializer called GeoFeature model serializer. That's gonna be that's gonna take care of um, changing the our data, so like the serialization process. So whatever we stored in the database, the complex types, this plus the spatial fields, is gonna take care like of converting that from those complex types into GeoJSON. So what this basically is gonna do is that it's gonna serve GeoJSON data. So let's just proceed. And here I can also import uh, our table, and I can also create my serializer class. So that's my serializer. So, yeah, since I've already typed it, but I can also like do as serializer, but I guess it's cool. And now define our class, our meta class, and here I'll have to define a field called geofield, and our geofield is the location field, and then I'm going to have to also like define the model, listing model, and finally I can define the fields that we want to include in the. This is going to like be visible from the on the API, right? So these are the fields that are going to be visible from the API, and I can just like go ahead. I can specify them individually, but I don't intend to like leave any out. So I can just go ahead and do all. So alternatively, you can just like specify them like one by one, but I think that will like take a lot of time. So like address, station, so and so on and so forth, right? But I won't like that's too much. Anyways, I think that's okay for a serializer. It's that simple, that simple. And so let's see, anything we might want, maybe we want to add in the serialization. No, I don't think so. So yeah, so let's just go ahead and dive into like the views. And in here, I'm just gonna get rid of this because we are using REST API, so we don't need any of this. So I can just do it from REST framework. Once as REST framework dot API view, sorry, from understand that there are folks who are like comfortable with functional views and others with class-based views. So I'm gonna combine them because I want to be inclusive, right? So I'm gonna use both the class-based views and the functional view. So yeah, got you covered. So from REST framework views, I'm gonna just go ahead and import the API view class, and from framework dot status, this framework, and from status I can import stuff. Yeah, what am I saying? REST framework import status. I think that's okay. And then I can also like do from models import listing, and from utilizers import listing. So, so let's just go ahead and start with the functional view. So I can just come here and I can define this function. It's gonna be called list create. It's gonna be like responsible for listing and creating our views. And so what we can do right now is pass in the request as an argument. Come down here and do if request method goes to, let's see, get requests. We can do listing equals to listing objects all. So yeah, I think that's pretty straightforward. We're just grabbing everything from the database, and then that's what we're gonna return. Alternatively, we might in the future. I was thinking, like right here, we can also have like what do you call it? Like another model. I was thinking of like adding another model and then having the boundaries of counties. Like for example, like I'm dealing with Kenya, but you can do with any shapefile. So let's just like do it real quick so that like I can show you that API that a very beautiful API that GeoDjango provides us with from the different packages that we install. So Geos, GDAL. So let me just like go ahead and do this. So I can just have a class and you can have like a county. So instead of like having this as a char field, we can have this. So I can just simply go ahead and do models dot model, and we can have like um, so boundary, the county boundary, and right here we can define models. Dot, this is gonna be a polygon field, and have like a ID of the normal one, so 4326, and then we can also like have a name of that county. This is going to be from models dot field, and we can have like type um, type of like let's see, Nairobi, Mombasa. So they aren't that long. So Taita Taveta, yeah, they aren't that long. So I think 50 characters is a good estimation. So I'm just gonna save that. Then yeah, we'll get back to the views in a few. So let me just like show you how we can like interact with these APIs from that Django provides us with. So I'll just pull up this thing right here, the terminal. Let me just go ahead and activate because I just want us to be able to view. Let's do this, and then I'm gonna open the shell. Um, just open. Okay, I think that's how it's done. And yeah, so the shell has been opened. So basically what we want to have is that for this county model, right, this table right here. Actually, let me just go ahead and like um, should I link this? No, I think it, yeah, but let me just like let me not like link them with like a foreign key. let me just show you this and then I'm gonna get rid of it. But what we can do, right? What we can do is that I can have like a do like from. I'm just going to my files real quick. I think I have in documents. I might have a couple. Yeah, so I have these shape files. But you can like work. You can definitely work with other data types like geojson, KML, and what have you. But for this, let me just go ahead and show you with this um, this this shapefile formats. So what you want to do first is that you're going to create a folder. You can call it like whatever you want, but I'm gonna call it data, and then I'm gonna add, yeah, what do you know, I live in a farm. So I'll just go ahead and grab this real quick and just throw this in here. So I have them in my directory. So what we can do is that we can have from django.contrib dot let me from the gis dot g dot import something called a package called data source, right? So and then we can have um, the data source equal to we can do we can call that data source and listing them to data and then central shp. You have to specify the extension and it has worked. So with the shapefile you can only have like one layer, so the shp, so we have only one layer, so we can just do like layer equals to bs the data set, then grab the first one, and then now what we can also do is let's just see the fields that are in this shapefile, right? So you know, if you want to see the fields, what you do now is you do layer this fields, and if you also want to check like the spatial reference, so you can do layer.srs. Right? If you want to check how many items are in this layer, you can do that with using the length proper method. So you can do like so. There we go. So the first one right here shows the fields that we have. So we have ID, ISO. So this shapefile I got it from diva.js. Um, so you can also like go and check it out. So these are all the field names that we have. So ID, name one, name two, type. So yeah, and then we have here the spatial reference system information. And as you can see down here, where is it? So we have like the datum specified right here. So datum is WGS 1984, and you can see also the prime meridian that we've used is Greenwich. So yeah, we have all that information getting printed out, and then down right here at the end we have the number of features that we have. So currently I only have 6 items, and that makes sense because Central is actually like it's a province in Kenya that has 6 counties. So in here we have counties like Nyeri, and yeah, I think that's the only thing. Vic, no, Vic is not in Central. I think yeah, but there are 6. Okay, there are 6. Yeah. So yeah, that's how like you can use GDAL to like read. Like I said, GDAL basically we use it to read um, these data types, right? So like vector data, raster data, and S3 shapefile is part of like that contingency. So you can definitely like do it with that. Let's see something else that we can also do. We can add, like, let's say if you wanted to add this information to our database, right? So instead of like now going individually, like now grabbing like one county name, and then that can be like a bit of a tiresome work. So what you can basically do is that you can use something called layer mapping, and with that, you're gonna want to use the utils from this package right here. So let me just go ahead and import it. So let me just demonstrate it real quick. GIS.utils layer mapping. So this is how you can create all these layers. If you want to have like these 6 of them into your database, this is how you would basically do it. So you import that package, and then now you have to create like a mapper. So for this, you can simply define it a dictionary, where you're mapping the field names that are in your database with the fields that with like this field. So like you can handpick. It doesn't have like to be all of them. So for this, like let's say I want to have like I think name two. I think name two is where our the name of the counties are. So we want to add like the counties into our database. I think yeah, this is actually called counties. So I think that makes sense. So in order to do that, we can have like we need the name and start with your the fields, the field names of your model. So I'll have the name, and then I can specify the equivalent of it on the other database. So it's a map, so to speak, right? So you can do name underscore two, and then I think that's the only thing I wanna have. And then the other thing that you have to specify, of course, is um, the field that stores the geometry, right? And so for this, I only have the boundary. And so what you have to do is basically crap. What you have to do is that you have to specify the geometry type. Yeah. So yeah, you have to like specify the geometry type. So all of this, the ones that I have currently are all polygon. You might have like point data. So for example, right here we're dealing with point data, but for this we're only interested in polygon. So for this I can just go ahead and do like so I think I have to do maps to polygon, and now the map like is ready. And what you're going to want to do is you can also like specify the path to this to the data source. So you have to specify the path, but we can do that like on the constructor. So to execute this, to make these changes visible on your database, what you have to do is that you have to do you can just like come here and do ls map map, and I can just like call invoke this constructor. So I have to pass a couple of things. So the first thing is the model. I think I haven't brought it um so I can just go from models import yeah. So I think listing, I think that's okay. And then now I can go ahead and invoke that constructor. So I can just go ahead and do layer mapping. The first argument is the model. So they're positional arguments. So I can just go ahead and have it right here. So I can just do county. And then the second one is the path to the data source. So for this, it's just gonna be like listing, and then data, and then I have to specify the SHP. So it's sample.jp, and then finally I have to specify I think the map. Yeah. So this is I called it what I call it mapping. So like so. There's also like a bunch of stuff that I can also specify, but you can find that information I think in Yeah, mapping. I think that there's a really great documentation on this. I think if you go to this W3 Cub Docs, w3cub.com, so you can just like go ahead and read through this. But yeah, so it's very so here these are all like what you can pass in this class. So we have you can specify the source SRS, and this will be done like real fast. So like let's say your data exists in a different format, you can have that change applied just by simply specifying the SRID on your like on your model. So yeah, I think that's pretty cool. So let me just go ahead and like close this and then right and just run it. And then after that I can I think call ls.save for not wrong. Yeah, so right here. Let me just copy this. Wow. The save again. Push. True. Okay. Continuing. So I don't know whether it does, but I think okay. So the reason as to why, wow. So this is a lot of data. So the reason as to why like this is getting logged is because like you know that if you don't want to have all that and also like save on memory, what you can do is that you can first of all like disable the debug mode. So I can just like set this to false. I don't know, so I'm not sure whether that has like worked, but let me just um, continuing. So okay, let me just go ahead and check whether we have anything getting registered on this other end. So let me just come here and let me just go ahead and refresh. So I don't know whether I haven't. I don't think I've made some migrations. So let me just go ahead and do that. Make migrations real quick. Then we'll get back to what we were doing. But I just wanted you to understand like what the G, GDAL plays in this. We can also like take a look in maybe geos, but I don't want this video to like be super long. So let me just go ahead and do this, and let's just go back. So go ahead and refresh public tables. So I hope we have something. County view rows. So yeah, we need to like run this one more time so that we can have like those changes. So but in order like to do that, I'm going to have like to end this session first. Then but you're gonna see like we like if I was to do it like without them talking, it's going to be like super. It's a very fast process. So let me just do it real quick. And details import from. So now I can just do mapping equals to So, okay, my brain has frozen. So data source. I specify the path. So listing data central key, and then we can grab the layer right here. First element here, and then I can do now. So let me do okay, because I know the fields. So that's how this name two, then the country, the so this can be polygon, and then I'm just copy this up. That's okay. And then we can have like a layer mapping here, and layer mapping. Let's have the first item is the county, the data, the model, and then the path, this listing, and then data, and then central SHP. So, and then we can have finally the mapping. So I think that's okay. We can have save, and have a visitor. You can hear him. So this is Babbles, and this kind of true. So there we go. So yeah, so basically this has worked, but the reason as to why we were having like all those information, all that information getting printed out was simply because I hadn't set debug to false. So let me just go ahead and turn it to true. And yeah, so if I go back now to our database and let me just go ahead and refresh this. There we go. So yeah, I think this looks pretty nice, neat. But since this is a polygon, as you can see, it's a lot of information. And as you can see, we have the names getting printed out. So Kiambu, Kirinyaga, Machakos, Murang'a, Nyandarua, and Nyeri. So these are in central province of Kenya. So yeah, um, awesome. So something else I wanted to show you was let's just do a simple query and then we'll continue with what we were doing. So with this information added to our database, let's say you want to perform like a query. Let's say you want to check if a certain point, if a certain listing, like or rather where a certain listing exists. So this can be it can only like be in one county, right? And I think that makes sense. So let me just go ahead and like grab like a point real quick. So let me just come here and I can just go ahead and search like for so from here, let me just select something that exists from. So let's look at Machakos or Nyeri. I think yeah, I schooled it at Nyeri by the way, so I think that I could be a little bit biased. So I can just like do Nyeri long laps. This is 0.4371. So let's just do. So for this, I've already imported the point class from Geos. So like I said, Geos helps us to work with like those geometry types. So I can just like specify a point. So let me just call this Neri, and I have to do like point, and then I have to pass the longitude and the latitude. So longitude is the longitude is west east, right? East west. Yeah. So I think this is the longitude. Yeah. And then just 36.95. So this is 36.5, and this is 0.4371. Come on, 4371, and what we can do now is that since we have that point, we can check to see whether it's any of our uh, county has this point. So in order to do that, I can just like go ahead and do like a simple filter using county.objects.filter, and then here I can have the boundary because that's the polygon field. I'll just go back. So you can just have the boundary, have a lookup called contains. I think you can also work with intercepts. So let's do that, which contains, and then I can do here if I can spell this correct. Let's see what cannot work. So that did not work. So let me try maybe Cambo, but I don't know why that hasn't worked. Mm-hmm. Cambo long dot 1.17 to 6.83. So Cambo, let's do 6.3. So it. Well, let me just like specify this so that maybe perhaps it's because I wasn't super exact. Wait, I think this is supposed to be like negative or something. Yeah, I think it's supposed. Wait, let me just. I think the problem might be the fact that. Yeah, so this is supposed to be negative. So if it's south, it's negative. Yeah, I think that's why it didn't work with Neri. Actually, let me just go back. And what we can do is. Well, let me just go ahead and keep trying with this one. So let me just add a negative right here. Let's close this. So let's just instead of django right here. There we go. There we go. So um, object one. What is object one? So let's just go back to our database. And there we go. So object one is Kiambu. So it's that simple working with geos and GDAL. Of course, you can also like do this on your code, but yeah, that's just like the gist of it. So you can do a lot more. You can loop through the information. You can do a bunch of stuff with the API that GeoDjango provides us with. So let me just I have digressed a lot. So let me just go ahead and end this running exiting. So let me just go back. Let's just go back to what we were doing. But definitely we're gonna be looking at this in the future. So let me yeah. So I'm gonna leave it like that. But our main focus, of course, for today is the listing model. So yeah, let's just continue. And I'm sorry if I have like digressed a lot or gone out of topic, but I just felt like that needed to be covered. So this is listings, and then now we can have the visualizer. This listing visualizer objects. Then now we can have a return. Right now, you don't have to worry about like any errors because you're getting data from the database and it's open to everyone. So there's no like handling checking the user. So yeah, I think we're cool. So let's do data equals to 0. Data, we can specify the state hash. This is gonna be state hash e. Okay, that's cool. And I can have an elif right here. I'll check whether it's a post method. And For this, I can grab the data. Okay, actually, let me just call it listing from data. Then what we can do right now is let's just check whether that data is valid. So I can have my serializer right here. Let's just do listing serializer. I can have it listing. Yeah, so listing. And what else? Yeah, I think that's okay. That's cool. And then we can have a let's just check whether data is okay. So we can have a valid method, and if it's cool, then we can save it to our database. You know, let's just return response. We can have same thing because we can have one like so. And what's up? So yeah, this is okay, but I need an if command right here. And what we can also let's just return a response in case the user decides to get fun with us. So we can have errors. So you just can't do whatever you want without API. You only take in this 400 bad requests. So that's how you take care of like the bad requests. Let's continue. So we can now I can like define the API view, the class API view. But what this basically does, this only is gonna return like a list. So as the name suggests, so we'll be returning a list, and we'll be serving all the objects from our database. And then with the post, we are going to be grabbing the information, because the post basically what that means is that the user is gonna attach some data to the request body, and then it's gonna send that to be saved in the database. And then we're gonna check that, we're gonna serialize that, and then if that information is valid, then we're gonna save it and return 201 status code. And then if it's not, well, tough luck, my friend. You're gonna get a 400 bad request error or status code. Yeah. So here we can have like a class. Let's call it listing detail, and for this we can have API view class to be inheriting from API view. Now we can define the get handler, and here we have self, request, and a PK. Okay. Before I continue, there's a utility function that I want to grab from Django REST framework. And right here, class-based views, and if I scroll down, here it is. So this is gonna be like be responsible like for handling all our checking the validity if that ID, the ID passed by the user is valid. If it's not, he's gonna get 4 error. Yeah, so does not exist. Yeah, so I'll just change this a little bit now, and let me just import that Django dot it 44 like so, and we're good. So let's continue to just have a get method self question. And first things first, we are just gonna invoke the get object method. For this, we're gonna have to pass the PK that has been passed on the get request. It's gonna like be checked by this. So we can serialize that information. Uh, so I need to pass the listing right here. So and then let's see. We can on response. All right, I'll just copy this, paste it right there. Then we can also have the let's have a push request, right? And then we can have grab the listing from the request. So just gonna grab it from the data, and then we can serialize it, and I can have data. I need to prefer to specify the instance. Instance is hmm, let's see. So the instance is the record itself. So okay, let me just so we have data on the listing. Let me specify instance. So this, yeah. So I can get it from this, right? So let me just copy this real quick right here. This one instance. So we can have it right here. This that instance equals to instance. And then we'll have another argument called spatial. Means the user can add, can update partially. So it doesn't. I think it is better that way since he isn't forced like to send everything. Yet maybe perhaps they want to to make like a couple of changes. Right? I think that makes sense. So yeah, I think that's okay. And then let's see the validity of this. So if so, let me just go ahead and copy this. And I'm just gonna change a couple of things. So if this return 200, so it would be technically we were supposed to have to return 204 on the content. But let's just take a look at what has been returned or has been updated. Let me just go ahead and save this. Finally, let's just have like the delete because it can this all this way. So first pk, and then we can grab the listing by getting it from here. So and then we can just simply do oh crap. Yeah. Let's return response for the because for no content like so. So let me just go ahead and I don't think there's any need of me like creating another urls.py. Let's just use this because we don't have like a lot of applications in our project. So I'm just gonna import listing.views and import the list create and then listing detail like so. Then down here you can have like a path. So the first endpoint you're gonna hit is listings like so, and then we can have create. Second one you can have listings. Then I can just specify the type that you were expecting. It's an integer, so this can be the. This is how you basically handle dynamic content in Django. So you use like this. I'm tempted to call them greater than, less than symbols, although I'm not sure. But yeah, so you just put like your data in that in those angle brackets. I think they're called angle brackets, not greater than or less than. Yeah, so I can also do listing detail dot as view. I have to do that. I think we're good. I think we are. Okay, let's just go ahead and give this a spin. Actually, let me just go ahead and close this. Don't need that. So let me just go ahead and okay. Let me just wait for it. We might need it. So let's just do I UI this server and fingers crossed. Hope it works. Hope it works. So let's test out this endpoint. The endpoints that we have. So I have so things first. Boom. We have an error. Wow. So query set object has no attribute ID. Um, so because I think, oh, wow. So let's try and debug this real quick before we end this video. So what I can just go ahead and do is let me just go ahead and delete this database. Yep, let me just delete this database and create another one because sometimes with my experience with this, I think that might be it. So let me just go ahead and create like another one and then like make all the migrations one more time. Listings, save it. What? Mhm. Yeah, so I'm gonna add an extension called yes. And let me just go ahead and make all those migrations one more time. So all the migrations. Oh, listing. Okay, so let me just. I keep messing up the name, so let me just go ahead and add the S now. No database. It's called now listings, not listing. No changes detected. So, so let's migrate. Yeah, and try running this out one more time. And now, so yeah, I'm just like trying to think why this might not be working. So actually let me just go ahead and maybe go ahead and register my this models to our admin panel. So let me just do models. Although I'm sure like this is not what the problem is, but I just wanna we have some data. I want us to check like the admin. So let's import. It's called. Um, Come on, my mind just froze. My mind just froze. So let's call this right, and I'm just gonna go down here and look into admin website. Office. So after that, let's just go into. Okay, so first I'm gonna have to also like create super user. Create super user. I'm gonna call him admin at gmail.com. Okay, that works as well. So admin yes here, and then so one more time. So let me just go ahead and go into the admin panel. Let's see. So username, password, and so yeah, so this works. Let's try adding like that. Then the price can be like 8 million. Some characters. Let's zoom out. So I can just call into Kenya. Though with no boundaries, it's hard to like specify exactly, but I think that should be it. Count you can just like have Nairobi. Then let me just go ahead and save. So it has saved, and yeah. So let's see whether now if I perhaps it's because I hadn't like created a user, but let's just nope. So what is up? Why it is not working? So let's see. So get listings. Okay, so let me go ahead and like just, so so this works. So we can get a detail. So that means now that by default our problem is with this one right here. So why are you misbehaving, my friend? Why are you misbehaving? So get listings, listing dot artist to all visualizer. Okay, so let's just have many is it true. Many equals to true. Many equals to true. If that's nope, nope, that's not. Okay, so apparently the decorator. My goodness. Oh Wayne, come on. But you knew this. We need the decorator. We need the decorator. Yeah, we need the decorator for this to work. Wow. I was fearing that I would have like, but let me not get cocky and yeah, there we go. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is it. So we have this getting returned. So basically, this is like a GeoJ. These are geojson, right? Oh man, I'm so excited that this actually worked. So yeah, so that's it. I'll end this video right now, but in the next video, we are going to be able like to consume this API with actually, let's just go ahead and test because you might say, well, the get is working, but what about the post? So let's go ahead and like post our data. So I'm gonna be using Danda client simply because I think it's easier to open. It's right there, right? But if you want to get it, just go into to extensions and do Danda client. It has the same feel as Postman, but if you have Postman, definitely you can also use that. But for this, I'm just gonna use standard plan simply because it's you know it's right there, you know, and so far it hasn't disappointed. So I already have like this listing endpoint where I was testing this out. So I can first of all like do a get, and there we go. So we have a status of 200. So let's go ahead and try post request. So for this, I'm gonna go into body, and let's just specify the address. So we have like 4242 Anton, you know, Anton, and we can have um the price can be 42000. Then we can have the location. So for this, actually, you're gonna have to like post this object, so I can have like the type point like so. I think then I have to coordinates. This could be, let's see, 37 0.1 31.5463, whatever. And let's send this. Oh, county is required, so county right here. So this can pull my home county. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. So this works. So you can see this branch has been added. And if I was to go back now to get, you're gonna see that we have all this. And let's say I made let's say I made a typo, right? So instead of like this being Scranton, this can be Nakuru, and yeah, this can be phase two. So this can be like that's phase two, $120. So so we have an error. So the put, mm, yeah, the put doesn't work for now, but yeah, we'll get a chance like to test all this out. So I hope you've learned something, guys. So I'm gonna end this video right here, but I hope you've learned something, and catch you on the next one, where we're gonna be consuming this API that we've built